Hello everybody, this is Jonathan and today I'll be showing you guys how to use BoneOS. So this operating system is free and open source. It is a terminal based operating system that has a few commands that you guys can go and use on your system. So over here it talks about this operating system. BoneOS is an operating system for everyone, built by everyone. Its main features are speed, it's a very fast operating system. It's very secure and it meant to have like a very nice style to it. So to go ahead and download it, just go to their website, which will be linked in the description. So now click onto the download and select the latest version for the latest features and for less bugs. So just go ahead and install the ISO file, and that should technically start installing it. Okay. So once I've installed it, you guys can install it to a USB stick, or you guys can obviously boot up to a photo machine, for example boxes or photo box. I'll be using GNOME boxes. Okay, now you guys can double click onto the BoneOS, because I already have created a photo machine for it. And now I should be able to select BoneOS, and now as you guys can see, I've now booted up to BoneOS. So now if you guys want to see all the commands that we should be able to do, all you need to do is do help, and that should list out all the commands. So there are loads of commands that you guys can use, so there's 16 of them. So clear will basically clear up everything off the screen. So for example, if I do clear, that will get rid of all of the previous commands that we have previously done. So we have a new fresh start with writing down different commands. I can now do help again, and now I can display the logo. To display the logo, all you do is do BoneOS and now do logo, and that should display our wonderful logo, which is meant to be like a bone or something. So yeah, this is BoneOS logo. If I now do help again, I should be able to type down the help command, which will just basically allow you to see what this command does. So for example, if I do sleep, and then if I do -- help, it will tell me how to run sleep command and what it does. So here it says name, which is sleep, and we also got synthesis, which is sleep, how to be able to run it. You guys can also do help. We also got description. So the description is the main part of it, as well as synthesis, because synthesis displays how to be able to run it. So sleeps for the number of seconds specified. Additional suffix may be added either seconds, minutes, hours, and days to specify seconds, minutes, hours, and days respectively. So if you guys want to run the sleep command for a few seconds, because nobody's going to run it for like a day, we might as well just power off the system. But if I now do sleep, and if I just do something like maybe 6, then that should sleep for 6 seconds. As you guys can see, I can't do anything until the 6 seconds has passed. Cool. And I should be able to start using this system again. Let me do help. Once I've typed down help, what you guys can now do is use the echo command. So with the echo command, you should be able to print out some text onto the terminal. So for example, if I do echo, and now if I do something like hello, who are you? Question mark, and now if I do this again, now if I press on the enter key, it should now display hello, who are you? Isn't this amazing? Okay. So the next command is cursor. Cursor allows you to customize how this will look with this blinking underline block. So for example, if I do cursor, if I now just type down help at the end of it, as you guys can see, we got a description. The description says options to change the cursor attributes. You guys should be able to change the style of it, and yeah, that's basically it really with this command. So now if I do cursor, I should be able to change this one into being a block. So I can just change this one to be a block like so, so no longer an underlined text. If you guys want to change it back to being the underlined text, all you do is do cursor. Now just do -t, and then you guys can do def, and that should change it back to being an underline. But I want it to keep it as a block because I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to change it back to being a block again. Amazing. And now I can write down the help command again, and then from here we should be able to reboot, which obviously will reboot the computer. You guys can also power off the system, and you guys can do bone shell, which goes up to the shell, and we are currently on the shell, so all it does is going to refresh it. You guys can also do exit. You guys can do pwd, a log name, your name, date, who am I, uptime, and watch. Okay, so the next one I'll be trying out is going to be bone shell. So if I put down bone shell, all it will do is reload it. Now if I do help, it just shows up the same things. What you guys can also do is that you guys can do pwd, which basically lists out all of which directory we are in. So for example, if I was in the home directory, it will display that I'm in the home directory. If that's on the enter key, it shows up that I am in the root directory. So that's pretty cool. What you guys can also do is do log name, which shows up what user is logged in. And if I press on the enter key, it shows up that the logged in user is root. What you guys can also do your name, which does exactly the same thing really. It just shows up the operating system name. Okay, so your name actually shows up the operating system name. Okay. Oh no, that's who am I, isn't it? So your name is supposed to show up the operating system name, whereas log name is supposed to show up the user that's currently on the system. And I would have to say that who am I is the one I got confused with, which should show up the user that we currently are using. So the current user I'm using is the root user, because that's the currently one that's logged in right now. Oh, and uname just basically displays the actual operating system name, as you guys can see, Bone OS. Okay, that's pretty cool. And you guys can also type down date, which shows up what date today is. So for example, if I type down date, as you guys can see, today is Saturday for 29th, and it shows up the time as well, which is being 8:55 minutes. So that's pretty cool. So it's basically 8 o'clock and 55 minutes to it. So it's 8:50 basically. Okay. So what guys can also do is do uptime, which displays how long the system was running for. So for example, if I write down uptime, as you guys can see, I was running this system for 2 minutes. If I do uptime again, it says I ran this system for 2 minutes and 4 seconds. If I do it again, then it shows up that I've been running this system for 2 minutes and F, which I don't know what F means, but okay. 2 minutes and uptime B, okay. Uptime again, E, uptime. But yeah, it's supposed to, okay, so I've been running the system for 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Okay, that's a bit weird. It shows up F, B, and E. I don't know why, but that's totally fine. It's currently being developed. But what you guys can also do now is do for watch command, which I do believe just shows up what the user is currently logged in, isn't it? Yeah, it prints out the current user. So it does the same thing as it does with the who am I and the I don't know what have happened. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a reboot. So to do a reboot, just type down reboot, log back in. Then if I do help, so basically watch does the same thing as it does with log name as well as who am I. Okay, so that's basically it really. To power off a system, what you guys can now do is power off, and that should just power off a system. But there's a problem with it, because we don't actually power off a system, we'll just see something weird like that. If we just type down help, it's just, everything is now in red text. So we don't actually shut down the system, we just change the text to being red. Yeah. Anyway guys, if you like this video, please put a like and please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.